Well, I guess you could call RCAF Vulcan sort of like the Tombstone, Arizona of the Royal Canadian Air Force, and it really is something here. Like, you know, us guys, when we were kids, we used to go and hang out at airports just because we loved the good old airplanes.
Oh, yes.
And it brings back the old days of when you were a rookie and you just wanted to go to any airport to hang out with things with wings.
That's true.
And but it's really amazing at this airport that it's a historic, semi-rejuvenated gym out on the prairie of Alberta, Canada, and it really is something to be here. And so I wanted to bring you guys out here and show you this. What sort of feelings do you have when you're running through these hangars that have been here for over 70 years and they're still here? What do you feel about that?
Well, I was just getting ready to say that just sitting here or standing here at the end of the runway, and if you're real quiet, I think that you can hear the history of this place. You can, it's really emotional, and this place is inhabited by the souls of the Americans and the Canadians that trained here, and it's just amazing how you can be overwhelmed by the spirit here. This isn't just a geographic location. This is a place where spirits dwell, and I'm just so happy to be here to absorb this emotional feeling.
Sure, it's a real ambiance here, and you think of all those thousands and thousands of airmen trained in Canada for the Allied Air Forces. This is where it all began for those young guys back in 1941-42, and unfortunately lots of them were lost in action. But John, what's your comments on this, the ambiance and the atmosphere of RCAF Vulcan?
Well, we're here in the midst of these beautiful wheat fields. I mean, this is Alberta with the Rocky Mountains behind us. It's just beautiful. And my mind drifts back to what it must have been like with all these young men in parade dress out here in front of these hangars with the ensigns drawn up. So it's a time warp.
Yeah, I like that time warp, and it's been sitting out here, and I always try and bring my comrades, my buddies, my guys out here because it really is something special. And what we're going to do is we formed this coalition of 20th Century Aviation Magazine, Bomber Command Museum of Canada, Halifax 57 Rescue. All these audio-visual tools we'll use to share with the history that we're discovering and spotlighting.
Combined with NAS, National Aviation Station.
Right.
And I do want to say this, Karl, if I can, all of it, and combined with the Bomber Command Museum, and that in itself is a spiritual and sacred place that I was also moved seeing the Lancaster, which by the way came from here, did it not? And it was collected here, and then you showed us a film to how it was drugged through these wheat fields to the Bomber Command Museum in Nanton, 23 miles or so. And that was an experience that you shared with us that just gave me chills, and that was very nice. But joining with you and the Halifax 57 and Bomber Command Museum and all combined on NAS is just exciting to us, onward and upward.
Right, and we've got some great building blocks of histories to tell you about. We got some great individual stories, things that we've gathered these past few days, and now you know that the Bald Prairie has a gym on it called the Bomber Command Museum of Canada, and we're all partners together. So John, I know you like to spotlight these places with articles, so do you have more food for thought and ammunition for more articles now?
Oh yes indeed. This visit is given me numerous ideas to incorporate into articles. So yes, more coming soon.
That's right. And so here we are. I think it's symbolic. Here we are at RCAF Vulcan, where they train these young lads, whether they be Canadian, American, Australian, New Zealand. They were trained right here. You'll see behind me this beautiful gem airfield still here after 70 some years, and I'm telling you, it's really something to be here and to remember these young men. This is where they started their life's journey, and unfortunately some of them, their lives were cut very short, but we're here free today because of their sacrifice, and I'm so glad that you guys could come here and see the basis, the home base that we work from and what we believe in. And guess what? We all have the same common values, and we all believe in these fighting guys. So guys, let's get out there, let's share this with the world, and we'll be able to just pass on the history, and that's important.
Yes, it is, and we're using every media that we can we're about saving history for the youth. We're about educating the youth. We're about the history and the promoting and the preserving history. That's what you're about, that's what we're about, that's what NAS is about, that's what the museum is about, and that is what we need to do, use every media we can.
I would just say that this base represents a very important era in the development of aviation. What we have today, the aviation industries that we have today, most of them are a direct result of what happened at bases just like this.
Okay, we're getting ready to sign off here, but from our comrades in Florida, they're going to go home and do great history things, and guess what? We're headed to Sweden next week. We're going to be diving 40 feet underwater. We're going to pull up the only Pathfinder Royal Canadian Air Force Halifax known to exist in the world. So stand by for those updates, and gentlemen, let us save history.
Onward and upward.
Right on.